Global Television on this beautiful day. Well, the second conversation is taking off, and like I said before we went on break, we have a development consultant and a public affairs analyst joining us in this conversation. We want to look at the state of the economy and taking clue from the Senate's proposal, all right, to ban the use of foreign currency in Nigeria. What contribution would that make to the economy of the nation? That's going to form the basis of our discussion today, and we have our guest joining us. Jide Ojo is already online, joining us via Zoom, all the way from Abuja. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning. It's my pleasure to be on your show this day.
Well, as it
Can you
is,
hear?
we're looking at the state of the economy and everything happening. Well, the Senate is proposing, there is a bill that is saying, well, it's good to ban the use of foreign currency in Nigeria. Some persons will tell you, well, using foreign currency in Nigeria, would it solve the problem that we are facing right now? But then you look at the falling, the constant fall of naira, and the way foreign currency is being used in this country. You will be tempted to say, well, this will be a good one if it's actually been passed. But then let's get to hear from our analyst this morning. Good morning.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes. You see, the issue of the bill to ban the use of foreign currency in Nigeria is dead on arrival. You know why I said that? That bill being promoted by Senator Ned Nwoko is dead on arrival because it is the same political class that are abusing this dollar. They are the one dollarizing this economy. Um, Perhaps you know, or in case you do not know, there have been investigations, researches to show that some state governors, after collecting their federal allocation, will take it to Bureau de change, convert it to dollar, and send it to their foreign account. They are the ones that use dollars to buy votes at party primary elections. You recall that recently, Bob D. Dele Momodu, in a viral video said in the last general election, the PDP primaries where he contested as an aspirant, he didn't get one vote. And he alleged that his opponent spent over $30 million, not even naira now, dollars. And we know it is documented that some delegates were paid in dollars ahead of the 2023 general elections. That some delegates were paid by politicians, by aspirants in dollars. So what are we talking about? So President Nat Nwoko is just trying to grandstand because if he does not abuse dollar, many of his colleagues in that assembly know the truth. This is Christmas season. If you go and visit some notable politicians, if at all they will give you money, they will never give you naira. What they will give you is dollars. They will give you dollars. Even many heads of agencies and parastatals, they are involved. When they want to dole out money, they give their visitors dollars. And in any event, you cannot even outrightly ban the use of dollars in Nigeria. There are services that have to be paid for in foreign currencies. For instance, when you sell your crude oil, do you use naira to import crude oil? We use dollars now, and some of the IOCs, international oil companies operating in Nigeria, they transact business with Nigerian government in dollars. The foreign airlines that are operating in Nigeria, they transact their businesses in dollars. In fact, what is said that Nigerian government was owing some of these airlines, which made them to withdraw their services, was millions of dollars that were not remitted to them. So all this old grandstanding about dollarizing the economy or stopping the use of dollar in Nigeria, there are expatriate staff who are working in Nigeria who cannot be paid in naira. They have to be paid in dollars because they are expatriate staff. Some of them are Nigerians, but they work for foreign companies. And because they are experts in their field, they have to be paid in dollars. That's why there is in bank, every financial institutions have what is called domiciliary accounts. They have domiciliary accounts, and they will encourage their staff or their consultants or their consultants or their people that they are doing business with, their customers, to open domiciliary accounts. So all of these things, I think Senator Ned Nwoko just want to make name for himself and give the impression that, oh, he's a very nice person. He wants to make history. That history will not be made by passing this bill, because for all I know, they politicians are the #1 abuser of the currency. They are the ones that don't have respect for our currency. They are the ones that are reckless with that foreign currencies, whether it's euro, pounds, or dollars. So it's a case of physician, heal thyself. Unless they are ready and willing to purge themselves, we can then but you have to know that the spending dollar in Nigeria is not a criminal offense. And you cannot at this stage want to criminalize it. Nigeria is not just for only citizens of this country. There are so many expatriate staff that are working. Look at our refineries. The turnaround maintenance that's been done in Port Harcourt, is it being done by Nigerian? It's being done by foreign companies. So you want them to be paying their staff naira. So if they pay them naira, where would they spend it in Nigeria? Or those who built Dangote refineries, are they Nigerians? They are foreigners. So if you don't want to patronize schools where they collect dollars for tuition, then you are free to take your children to millions of other schools where you pay naira. And if you choose to go to international schools where they ask you to pay your tuition, your children's fee in dollars, then you have to go look for dollars by converting the naira that you have. That's why operations of Bureau de Change is not criminal. They were licensed. Bureau de Change are licensed by the Central Bank of Nigeria. So all these things that Senator Ned Nwoko is trying to do, I can tell you for free that bill is dead on arrival.
Oh, okay.
That bill is dead on arrival.
All right, Mr. Jide, you said something just now very striking while you were making your statement. You gave an instance of the refineries in Nigeria where we have expatriates working in Nigeria. But if Nigerians go to work abroad, they are not paid in naira, but they are paid in the currency of that country. What do you think will happen if expatriates come to work in Nigeria and they are being paid in the currency of Nigeria, just like it's been done in other climes, such that if they want to leave Nigeria, they can actually convert this money to the currency of their country before they go? Don't you think that will help the economy in a way?
I've told you there is no assistance this will do to the economy. What the Senator Nwoko is trying to do is to regulate the use of foreign currencies in Nigeria businesses. But go to Alaba, go to Wuse Zone 2 and all those who import goods and services from abroad. They pay for those services in dollars. If you want to import from Korea, from Japan, from China, you are not going to be doing business in Korean local currency. You do it in dollars. If you are a foreign national, for instance, if you are an ECOWAS staff working in Nigeria and you are from Burkina Faso, you are from Mali, you get your pay in dollars. You won't get it in naira because you are working for an international organization. If you are working as an expatriate staff for United Nations Development Program, if you are expatriate staff, you get paid in foreign currencies. Unless you are a national staff. I've had the privilege of working in an international organizations before for over 10 years. And I know that my bosses were paid in the currency of in dollars. They get paid in dollars. Whether you are from Britain, you are from US, you are from Canada, you get paid, your salary is denominated in dollars. It's only we that are Nigerian staff that get paid in naira. And there are some consultancies you do that they pay you in foreign currency as a consultant, even in Nigeria. And it is not criminal. That's why there is a provision for you to open domiciliary account. If you go to bank now, apart from your naira account, if you want to open a account in euro, banks will open it for you. If you want to open account in dollars, if you want to open account in pounds, banks are willing and ready to open it for you. So you don't have to be the assertion you made that if you are a foreign staff in another, if you are in Nigeria working in, for instance, you are working in Senegal, that they will pay you in the Senegalese currency. That is not true. It depends on which organization you are working for. If it's an international organization, you will be paid in dollars. The organization will ask you to go and open domiciliary account where your salaries will be paid, and then you are at liberty to go and withdraw from that domiciliary account and exchange it for the local currency. That is the way it's done, and it's a global practice. It's a global practice. Let me tell you this, my brother. It's not peculiar to Nigeria. It's a global practice. That's why when you go to any country, at the airport of that country, there will be bureau de change services. And if you go to Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, you go to Lagos Airport, even the local airports, there are bureau de change that operates there. So that if you are a foreign national, this is how we should understand this whole thing. There are internationally recognized currencies, and there are very few of them. Naira, dollar, euros, and pounds are the international currencies that if you have it on you, and it's not a fake currency, if you have it on you, you can travel to all the countries in the world and you can exchange it for the local currency of that country. Whether it's a tiny island, whether it's a big country, they are recognized as international currencies, and dollars, pounds, and euros are these currencies. It used to be before the adoption of euro, French francs used to be amongst it, but now because they are now part of the eurozone, euro is now the part of it. So these three currencies, if you have it on you, you are good to go to any country in the world. And once you alight in the country that you are going to, all you need is to approach a bureau de change. And if it's $10, if it's $1,000, $500, you want to convert to local currency, they will convert it for you and give you local currency to spend in that country. So what we need to understand is that this whole bill will not improve anything significantly in Nigeria. And don't forget what I said earlier, that the abuse of foreign currencies in Nigeria is being done mostly by politicians. They are the accuser, they are the judge, they are the one that are now talking about people abuse. They are the one that abuse it. I have been given dollars by an head of agency in time past, many years ago. I went to visit, and when I was leaving, the man gave me dollars. And it's not working in central bank, it's not working in, just to show that he's a big man.
Oh, okay.
And most politicians of note, they do that. I need you to understand that most politicians of note do that. You can't go and visit a governor now, and the governor will be looking for 5,000 naira to give you. Usually, if they don't transfer, what they do is that they don't even handle cash most times. Politicians don't handle cash. What they do is to transfer, they ask their aide to transfer money to so person's account. That's what they do now, but it will not be their own account, their own personal account. So they can give an aide like 10 million naira. So when somebody comes to visit, they will just instruct the aide, give Alhaji 2 million naira from that money, give Ajia 10,000 naira from that money. That's how they spend. You will not see a governor, a senator, a House of Reps member who will be doling out money directly, because they don't want to be tracked. They want to cover their tracks. And one thing that we should also understand with this whole idea is that even if you say dollars, pounds, and euros should no longer be used as a medium of transaction in Nigeria, which is going to be very difficult to achieve. What about cryptocurrency? Today, many people are moving their assets into crypto. They are moving their assets into cryptocurrencies. So how do you deal with that? I think we should just not spend too much energy on this bill. I wait to see whether this bill will ever even be passed by the Senate. Let it get the concurrence of House of Reps.
Thank you, Mr.
And the access of the President.
You've spoken extensively, even though cryptocurrency is not practiced as welcome in Nigeria. As a matter of fact, it's not a usual practice in Nigeria. Well, as it is right now, you've made a statement that it is not criminal. Now, the usage of this foreign currency for these transactions, what impact does it have on the economy of the nation? Because we are looking at the state of the economy as a whole.
See, it has very good impact. Do you know that what can strengthen our currency is productivity? The reason why our currency is weak and there is high level of depreciation of the naira is because we have not been very productive. Even farmers want to hang dollars from their farm produce. They want to export. Do you want to sell your cocoa? If you have opportunity to sell your cocoa directly to international companies that use it to produce beverage, will you not rather sell it directly to them and earn very decent foreign exchange that is a better store of assets, better store of value than to be given? Because look at the devaluation that has taken place on our naira. Look at the level of the devaluation. Up until last year, as at May 29 last year, before Tinubu comes in, naira was exchanging for like 600 naira to a dollar. Today, it's now 1,700 to a dollar. What is that level? Over 100% level of depreciation. So that's why everything, including agricultural produce, has become so expensive. What I'm saying is that these foreign currencies encourages production. If you are able to produce, whether it's solid minerals, agricultural produce, crude oil, or whatever, you stand a good chance to make more money if you have this foreign exchange in your account, because
When
it's a more stable. There are these three currencies I've talked about: euro, pounds, and dollars. They are more stable currencies that are not subjected to high level of devaluation like our own local currency here.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Jide. Let's go on a quick break. Do stay with us because after this break, we'll return and we'll continue with the conversation. It is still development consultant and a public affairs analyst, Jide Ojo, that has been with us on the conversation. Queen Amai will return alongside with our guest for the rest of the conversation after this break. Stay with us.
development and the front pages of the newspaper. And before the break, we have been speaking with Mr. Jide Ojo, who has been helping us make sense of the ban in foreign currencies, the proposed bill to ban the foreign currency by the Senate. Many thanks for staying with us, Mr. Jide Ojo.
Compliments.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Well,
I can hear you.
Since I listened to you talk about that bill being dead on arrival, and some of the implications of that ban on the foreign currency, I want you to talk to us about alternative ways the government can, alternative solutions rather than a ban in foreign currency to help Nigeria's economy. Looking at the challenges we are facing, what other alternatives to this foreign ban can we look at?
So, my sister, the issue truly is that we need to get the political class to behave. They are the ones that are putting too much pressure on these foreign currencies. Why should you, because you are a senator, you are a House of Reps member, you are a governor, you dole out dollars to people as a form of gratifications? You don't have to do that. We need to have more foreign exchange, because it is when you have more foreign exchange that you can strengthen the value of your own local currencies. So it is advisable that that's why Nigerians in diaspora, they send remittances back home, and these remittances help to reinflate our economy. This month now, many of them comes back to the country. As they spend their foreign exchange, you see that the value of naira will start to gain. The naira will start to gain strength, to appreciate. So what we need to do, my sister, is to ensure that we are more productive. We need to be more productive, have more foreign currencies. When we have more, it then becomes easier for us to help our local currency, to make sure that our currency gains value, strength. Because whether we like it or not, as I've earlier said, these three foreign currencies, dollars, pounds, and euros, are better store of value. They are better store of value because they are more stable currencies, and that's why they are regarded as international currencies. Currencies that when you have it on you, you can travel the world, and anywhere you travel to, it is acceptable. And that's why many West African countries were colonized by France, but euro is even being spent in France, not CFA. Today, France, that is the colonial master, have subjected its currency, accepted euro as its own international currency. So, what can help us to redeem and improve our own economy is by improving economic activities and production. And this can be no less non-oil sector. For instance, if you are able to harness the potentials of our solid minerals, we have over 34 solid minerals in commercial quantities. Granting these companies that are operating the solid mineral in Nigeria, granting them licenses is done in dollars. Dollars was what was used to grant them licenses. Recall that in 2001, 2002, when telecommunication companies were also licensed, they were licensed not in naira but in dollars. And the more foreign currencies that a country has, the more you will be able to strengthen the local value of your own currency, or the value of your own local currency. So that is why no country will criminalize adoption or usage of foreign currency in their own client. It is because our own currency has become almost valueless that big time politicians now find solace in converting their money to dollars and spending dollars and there are schools that charge foreign currencies, international schools. There are offices that pay their salaries in salaries of their staff in dollars. And my dear sister, if you work in such companies, will you not be happy? If you work in a company where they are paying you $5,000, that $5,000 have already made you a millionaire in local currency. True or false? If you work in telecommunication companies as an expatriate staff and you are paid $10,000, that means you can buy house property with your salary in Nigeria. And that is why it is very attractive for people to earn more foreign exchange, because it is a better store of value, and Nigeria will do well to improve the productivity in the both oil and non-oil sector. I've cited the example of agriculture. If we are able to produce more agricultural products, we can sell it. There are people who are sending agricultural produce to foreign countries to sell. And if they, I mean, there was a time Nigeria was exporting yam to US. The people export beans to other parts of the world. And the more you are able to export, the more foreign currencies you will be able to collect. And that foreign currencies, when you go and exchange it for your local currency, makes you to be a big man or a big woman, as it were. So we should encourage what we need to do, rather than banning the use of foreign currencies in our country. It is better to do stimulus packages for that will ensure higher productivity of in the economy. And one of the veritable ways we can do that, stimulate economic activities, is by solving the energy conundrum. Look at the state of our electricity. It has exponentially increased the operational cost of doing business in Nigeria. In my column in the Punch newspaper, I write for the Punch newspaper every Wednesday for the past 12 years. In my column in the Punch yesterday, I analyzed the issue of our electricity sector. And it came out that Nigerians are losing about 26 billion annually from power outages, that is a lack of electricity. $26 billion, that is according to the Standard Bank investigation. And we are also spending over $22 billion on buying of fuel, diesels and all of that to power our generators. Just imagine if we are self-sufficiency in electricity, public power electricity, will we be spending that kind of billions of dollars buying fuel, or losing that kind of billions of dollars annually? So the solution stands us in the face. It's not that we don't know what the solutions to our challenges are. It's just that we lack the courage, the political will to solve these problems. And until we take on that, pick up the courage to do the needful, we will continue to lament.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Gile. Let's get to the economy now. The way the economy is right now, we've been told this economy actually got to where it is now. First, before the naira started falling and before our economy started dwindling, we're doing a little better, okay, as a nation. But right now, looking at where we are as a nation right now, the economy of the nation. You know what we're talking about already. But some economists have come out to say, well, we are on the right track. And some other persons are saying, well, we are not on the right track. You as a Nigerian and as a public affairs analyst, what do you think? What's your thoughts?
Well, we are on the right track, but we are not gaining momentum the way we should. In the president's budget notes yesterday, when President Tinubu presented the 2024 budget yesterday, he talked about economic restructuring, and that's one of the first time I've heard him referring to his reform agenda as economic restructuring. And we need that. We need to restructure the economy. That's why the tax bills, those tax laws are needed. We need to pass that tax laws, look at the gray areas where some section of the countries may not have been very comfortable, but we can meet them halfway and foster a win-win situation that will be beneficial to all parties concerned. But the economy is not buoyant, and that is saying the obvious, because if the economy is buoyant, the inflation will not be at 34%. We will not be having a highly depreciated national currency. As I said earlier on, under Buhari administration, Naira never exceeded maybe 700 Naira to $1. It never, under the 8 years of Buhari administration, which was the administration before this one. But today, Naira is exchanging for 1,700 thereabouts. And that tells you that the economy is not doing well. So if you look at the inflation, you look at the exchange rate, you look at the purchasing power parity of our currency, today, just pick, the other day I wanted to buy paracetamol. This is one of the cheapest drugs you can ever buy in Nigeria. It used to be like 50 Naira a sachet, 100 Naira a sachet, just last year. The one I bought just a couple of days back was 250 for a sachet of paracetamol. And same goes for all pharmaceutical products. Same goes for agricultural products. If you before this administration came to power, if you want to buy cucumber, buy albasa, buy all those ingredients, you can use 2,000 Naira to cook a pot of soup. But today, even with 10,000 Naira, you will be managing to cook a decent pot of soup. When a small piece of Titus goes for about 3,000, 2,005 per one.
Because of our time, we may not be able to continue.
Like 250 for a small
we
sack.
appreciate
So
you
we
that
need
you have been able to speak to us today. The discussion was smooth. And well, thank you for joining us, Jide Ojo, on the program today. We hope to have you again some other time.
It's my pleasure. Merry Christmas in advance and Happy New Year too.
Merry Christmas.
Same here.
Stay blessed.
All right, so that has been the second conversation. The discussion was going smoothly. If not for our time, would have loved to continue. But we need to pave way for the next program, which is going to be coming on your way at the top of the hour. Queen, well, it is Christmas, and we wish everyone a Merry Christmas in advance.
And a Happy New Year.
Well, one thing that we wouldn't pray for is that another currency or different currency altogether should not outshine our own currency as a nation, which will not be too good for the economy.
And we hope that the Naira doesn't, fall again during this Christmas period. The ratio as to Naira and dollar does not go up. again, so that people can we're already talking about the desperation because of the hardship in the country. But we just want to believe that we'll have a beautiful Christmas and the government will do the needful. Please stay safe. Don't forget to be extra careful and extra vigilant this season. Well, that's all we have to take on the program today. From myself, Queen Agaba, and Ramsey Enokagbo, do have a beautiful day ahead. See you again.
Welcome to Global Morning.
Death toll from flooding.
Most time our politicians just bring in policies too, for sure. If you don't say we have several more stories.
The legislature was carefully crafted to
22.2% inflation rate as of April this year. What does that say about where we are as a country?
I think Nigeria has resorted to being resilient.
Before you call the police station, before they even leave, they take permission from
I don't think there's really anything on ground to improve.
the struggle as a strike.
Minister of Education volunteered and said, give me 2 weeks.
It was a lie. The president never gave me any deadline.